The gathering storm. In a vast expanse of stars, where light from distant suns flickered like forgotten dreams, a monumental event was unfolding. The Grand Hall of the Galactic Council was alive with energy, filled with delegates from countless star systems. Each representative embodied the pinnacle of evolution from their respective planets, showcasing a spectrum of colors, shapes, and cultures that dazzled the senses. Among them stood Alex Carter, a young human diplomat who felt like a small fish in an ocean of extraordinary beings. His heart raced as he took in his surroundings, the shimmering architecture that seemed to defy gravity, floating screens displaying translations in multiple languages, and the central dais aglow with holographic projections. It was a spectacle that both thrilled and intimidated him. The air buzzed with anticipation as the council prepared for one of its most significant ceremonies, the induction of humanity into this vast interstellar community. For centuries, humans had been mere observers in this cosmic theater, but today marked their entrance into a world teeming with possibilities. As dignitaries exchanged pleasantries and debated matters of galactic importance, Alex found himself drawn to a particular display at the center of the hall, a containment field housing the legendary Zilor beast. This creature was notorious across galaxies for its lethal prowess, an apex predator hailing from the treacherous jungles of Zenari Prime. Its massive form was imposing. Scales glimmered like armor capable of deflecting energy beams, while its deep red eyes radiated an aura of menace that sent shivers down spines. The handler, an experienced Anaran beastmaster named Callan, stood beside the field, explaining its capabilities through a universal translator. "This creature has claimed countless lives," he stated gravely, his voice echoing through the hall. "It is a reminder that nature's wildness still exists in our universe." The delegates listened intently, their expressions ranging from fear to fascination. Yet amidst this tension, Alex felt an inexplicable pull towards the beast. Ignoring murmurs from his colleagues warning against proximity to such danger, he stepped closer to the containment field. His heart thumped loudly in his chest as he reached out his hand, pressing it against the shimmering barrier. In that moment, something extraordinary happened. The energy field fluctuated under his touch. Was it malfunctioning? Or was it fate intervening? As his hand made contact with the creature's snout, silence enveloped the hall. Expecting aggression or violence, everyone held their breath. Instead, to their astonishment, the Zilor beast stilled. Its menacing eyes softened as it leaned into Alex's hand, nuzzling against him gently. Gasps erupted around him. Whispers filled the air like wildfire. Callan's expression shifted from shock to confusion as he quickly restored full strength to the stasis field. Alex stepped back slowly, his hand trembling. Not from fear, but from an electric thrill coursing through him. He had connected with one of the deadliest beasts known to civilization. The atmosphere shifted dramatically. Delegates exchanged glances filled with awe and disbelief. Even emissary Thos, an ancient being revered for wisdom across galaxies, raised his hands for silence. "It seems," he began slowly, "that humanity brings more than mere diplomacy to our council. They bring a mystery that even this dreaded beast respects." Thus began humanity's journey within this grand interstellar assembly, a journey marked by an event that would be debated for cycles to come. Overnight, Alex became known as the Beast Whisperer, thrust into a spotlight that illuminated not only his future, but also humanity's role in galactic affairs. In subsequent days following this historic encounter, news spread like wildfire across star systems. Every channel buzzed with footage capturing that moment when Alex reached out and touched a creature feared by many. Scholars debated its implications. Diplomats speculated on what it could mean for future relations between species. Despite being at the center of this media storm, interviews pouring in from every corner, Alex remained bewildered by both his actions and their consequences. He felt like an imposter in this newfound fame. After all, he had merely acted on instinct, recognizing both an opportunity and necessity within this unprecedented situation. The Galactic Council convened a special committee composed of biologists, synopsychologists, and other experts from various member species. Their mission was clear: investigate whether this bond formed between Alex and the Zilor beast was merely a fluke or if humans possessed unique traits facilitating peaceful interactions with dangerous species. Under careful observation in controlled environments designed for studying potentially hazardous fauna, Alex participated in sessions intended to explore this connection further. Each meeting revealed astonishing results. Time after time, instead of aggression or hostility from the creature known for its ferocity, it responded with calm curiosity towards Alex. Dr. Salin, a leading xenobiologist from Hydros, made groundbreaking observations during these interactions. She noted that Alex's pheromones bore striking similarities to those produced by an extinct creature once known as companions to Zilor beasts on Zenari Prime. This revelation ignited excitement within both scientists and diplomats alike. It appears, Dr. Salin explained during one session filled with anticipation, that these pheromones may trigger an ingrained response within Zilor beasts, perhaps one rooted in kinship or protection. As discussions unfolded around these findings within committee meetings, filled with fervor and speculation about human biology's potential role within galactic diplomacy grew louder, so did humanity's image among council members shift dramatically. What began as mere curiosity transformed into recognition. Humans were no longer seen as newcomers, but rather potential bridges between known and unknown realms, a key for deeper understanding among species scattered across galaxies. Alex Carter had unwittingly opened doors previously thought sealed shut by fear and misunderstanding, a journey initiated by one brave act that would ripple through time and space, forever altering interstellar relations. As he stood amidst discussions swirling around him, his heart swelled not just with pride, but also hope for what lay ahead, for both himself and all humankind within this vast universe, teeming with life yet unexplored. The aftermath. A galactic sensation. In the days following the historic encounter between Alex Carter and the Zilor beast, the Galactic Council buzzed with excitement and disbelief. News of the unprecedented bond formed between a human and one of the deadliest creatures in the galaxy spread like wildfire across star systems. Scholars, diplomats, and citizens alike were captivated by the implications of this event. Alex found himself at the center of a media storm. Invitations for interviews flooded in from all corners of the galaxy, each eager to hear his perspective on that fateful moment in the Grand Hall. Despite his newfound fame, he felt overwhelmed and bewildered. How could a simple diplomat have made such an extraordinary connection? As he navigated through interviews, Alex shared his thoughts candidly. "I didn't plan for it to happen," he explained during one session with a news anchor from the planet Viridia. "It was instinctive, a moment of connection that I never expected." His humility resonated with audiences, further endearing him to many. The Council's response. Recognizing both an opportunity and a necessity, the Galactic Council convened a special committee to investigate the interaction between Alex and the Zilor beast. Comprised of biologists, synopsychologists, and other experts from various member species, their mission was clear: determine whether this bond was a fluke or if humans possessed unique traits that could facilitate peaceful interactions with dangerous species. The committee met in a high-tech facility on Neutron, a neutral planet known for its scientific advancements. The air was thick with anticipation as members gathered around a holographic display showcasing footage of Alex's encounter with the Zilor beast. Dr. Salin, a leading xenobiologist from Hydros, took center stage. "Today," she began, her voice steady yet excited, "we will explore whether this remarkable connection can be replicated." She outlined their plan: controlled interactions between Alex and various creatures known for their aggression or unpredictability. Controlled interactions. In the days that followed, Alex participated in controlled sessions designed to study his interactions with different species. Each session was meticulously documented using advanced technology to capture every detail: the creature's reactions, Alex's pheromones, and even his body language. The first creature introduced was a Grathok, a massive reptilian beast known for its territorial nature. As Alex approached the containment unit, he felt a mix of excitement and apprehension. The Grathok hissed menacingly, its scales reflecting light like shards of glass. "Remember," Dr. Salin instructed him before he entered the observation area, "stay calm and confident. Your demeanor is crucial." Taking a deep breath, Alex stepped into the enclosure. The Grathok's eyes narrowed as it sized him up. He extended his hand slowly, palm facing up, a universal gesture of peace. To everyone's astonishment, instead of lunging at him as expected, the creature paused, its hissing subsiding into curious chirps. A surprising response. The room erupted into whispers as they observed this unexpected behavior. Alex maintained eye contact with the Grathok while speaking softly. "I'm not here to harm you," he said gently. "I just want to understand you." The Grathok tilted its head, as if processing his words. After several tense moments, it took a cautious step forward and sniffed Alex's hand. The atmosphere shifted. Tension melted away as curiosity took its place. Dr. Salin recorded every detail meticulously, noting how Alex's pheromones seemed to have an immediate calming effect on the creature. This session marked a significant breakthrough. Alex had once again bridged a gap between species, discovering unique traits. Following these successful interactions, Dr. Salin made groundbreaking observations about Alex's unique biochemical signature. She noted that his pheromones bore striking resemblances to those produced by an extinct species once known as companions to Zilor beasts on Ceneri Prime. "This is extraordinary," she explained during one committee meeting filled with excitement. "If humans share these biochemical markers with creatures like the Zilor beast and Grathok, we may have uncovered an evolutionary link that allows for these peaceful interactions." The implications were staggering. If humans could bond with creatures previously deemed untamable, they could serve as vital mediators in interspecies conflicts across galaxies. A new role for humanity. As news of these findings spread throughout the Galactic Council, humanity's image began to shift dramatically. No longer viewed merely as newcomers or inexperienced diplomats, humans were now seen as potential bridges between known and unknown realms, a key for deeper understanding among species scattered across galaxies. Alex found himself thrust into an unexpected role as humanity's ambassador in this new era of interstellar diplomacy. His experiences with various creatures became case studies for understanding interspecies relationships better. The Council proposed establishing an Interspecies Communication Research Center, ICRC, on Neutron to further explore these connections and foster cooperation among different species. Alex was appointed as the lead human representative at this facility. Building bridges. With diverse teams assembled from various planets, xenobiologists from Hydros, psychologists from Viridia, and diplomats from countless other worlds, Alex felt both honored and anxious about his new responsibilities. Their first project focused on creating environments that simulated natural habitats for different species to observe how they interacted with each other under controlled conditions. The ICRC was equipped with advanced observation decks and containment units designed to ensure safety while allowing for genuine interactions. As sessions progressed at the ICRC, it became clear that many creatures displayed noticeable calmness in Alex's presence, something previously thought impossible given their reputations for aggression. Unfolding potential. Dr. Salin led discussions on how these findings could reshape diplomatic strategies across galaxies. "Imagine if we could send humans into conflict zones where traditional diplomacy has failed," she proposed during one meeting filled with enthusiasm. "The potential is limitless," another scientist added excitedly. "We could foster peace where there was once only chaos." Alex listened intently as ideas flowed around him, each more ambitious than the last, but he remained grounded in his belief that true understanding required more than mere observation. It needed empathy and respect for all life forms involved. As he reflected on his journey thus far, From an unsure diplomat thrown into galactic politics to becoming humanity's face in interspecies relations, he felt a sense of purpose rising within him like never before. A journey ahead. With each passing day at ICRC filled with discoveries about interspecies communication and cooperation, Alex realized that their work had only just begun. He understood that bridging gaps between species would require patience, dedication, and above all else, an unwavering belief in unity amidst diversity. As he prepared for another session, involving even more formidable creatures awaiting their turn under scrutiny, he couldn't help but feel excitement bubbling within him once again. After all, the journey ahead promised challenges, but also opportunities to forge connections that could change everything. A new era of diplomacy. The Interspecies Communication Research Center. As the sun set over Neutron, casting a golden hue across the newly established Interspecies Communication Research Center, ICRC, excitement filled the air. The facility, a marvel of interstellar architecture, was designed to foster understanding among diverse species. Its sleek, organic shapes mirrored the harmony that the Council hoped to achieve through its groundbreaking research. Alex Carter, now widely known as the Beast Whisperer, stood at the entrance, feeling a mix of pride and responsibility. He was no longer just a young diplomat. He had become a symbol of hope for interspecies relations. The ICRC was not merely a research facility. It was a beacon of possibility, where the barriers between species could be dismantled. Inside, teams of scientists, diplomats, and xenobiologists from various planets buzzed with activity. Their mission was clear: to explore how Alex's unique ability to connect with dangerous creatures could be harnessed for peaceful coexistence. Each team member brought their expertise, creating an environment ripe for innovation and discovery. The first experiment. The first official experiment at the ICRC involved introducing Alex to a new creature, the Thrix, a large avian predator known for its razor-sharp talons and fierce territorial instincts. As Alex prepared for the session, Dr. Salin briefed him on the Thrix's behavior. "Remember," she said, her voice steady but filled with excitement, "this creature is known for its aggression. Approach with caution." Alex nodded, feeling the weight of expectation on his shoulders. He entered the containment area, where the Thrix perched high above on a branch, its feathers shimmering like jewels in the artificial light. The creature's piercing gaze locked onto him, assessing this new human intruder. "Stay calm," Alex whispered to himself as he took a deep breath. He slowly raised his hand in a gesture of peace, allowing his pheromones to waft gently into the air. The Thrix cocked its head curiously, but did not move. A moment of connection. As moments passed in silence, Alex focused on projecting calmness and confidence. He began to speak softly, recounting stories of Earth's birds, creatures that soared through skies and shared bonds with humans. To his surprise, the Thrix fluttered down from its perch and landed just a few feet away from him. The room fell silent as everyone watched in awe. Alex extended his hand cautiously toward the Thrix. It hesitated for a moment before stepping closer, sniffing at his fingers with curiosity rather than aggression. This was unprecedented. No one had ever seen such behavior from a Thrix before. "See," Dr. Salin whispered to her colleagues, her eyes wide with wonder. "It's responding positively." With each passing second, Alex felt an unspoken connection forming between him and the creature. He continued speaking softly, sharing tales of friendship and trust, while maintaining eye contact with the Thrix. It seemed to understand him in ways beyond mere words. Breaking down barriers. As days turned into weeks at the ICRC, Alex continued to engage with various creatures, each session revealing more about his extraordinary ability to bridge gaps between species. The results were astonishing. Even the most feared beings responded positively to his presence. The team documented every interaction meticulously, analyzing biochemical markers and behavioral patterns. They discovered that Alex's unique pheromones played a significant role in calming aggressive creatures, but also noted that his demeanor, His body language and tone was equally crucial. Dr. Salin presented her findings during one of their weekly meetings. It appears that humans possess an innate ability to empathize with other species, she explained passionately. This could revolutionize how we approach interspecies diplomacy. The council members listened intently as Dr. Salin outlined plans for broader applications of their research, potentially sending humans like Alex into conflict zones where traditional diplomacy have failed. Expanding horizons. As word spread about the ICRC's groundbreaking work, other species began expressing interest in collaborating with humanity on interspecies communication initiatives. Delegates from various planets visited Neutron to observe Alex's interactions firsthand. One day, representatives from Zephyr, a planet known for its fierce warriors and complex social structures, arrived at the ICRC. Their leader, Commander Vex, was skeptical about humanity's role in galactic diplomacy. Can humans truly mediate between our species? Vex questioned during an initial meeting with council members and scientists. Alex stepped forward confidently. I believe we can, he replied earnestly. It starts with understanding each other's needs and fears. Vex raised an eyebrow, but seemed intrigued by Alex's conviction. Very well, he said slowly. Let us see if you can connect with one of our own. The Zydphorian Challenge. The challenge involved introducing Alex to a Zydphorian warlord, renowned for its ferocity and commanding presence within its culture. The warlord was known to have never backed down from any confrontation, a true embodiment of Zydphorian pride. As preparations were made for this unprecedented meeting, tension filled the air at ICRC. Would Alex be able to forge a connection with such a formidable being? On the day of the encounter, delegates gathered in anticipation as Alex entered the arena-like chamber where the Zydphorian warlord awaited him, a massive figure adorned with intricate armor that gleamed ominously under artificial lights. State your purpose, boomed the warlord in a deep voice that resonated throughout the chamber. I come in peace, Alex replied firmly yet respectfully as he approached cautiously. I wish to understand your culture and find common ground. An unexpected bond. As they began their dialogue, it became evident that language barriers were not insurmountable. Through gestures and expressions alone, they started building rapport. The Zydphorian warlord's initial skepticism began to fade as Alex shared stories about humanity's history, its struggles and triumphs, highlighting themes of resilience and cooperation. Gradually, something remarkable happened. The warlord softened its stance as it listened intently to Alex's words. There was an unexpected glimmer of recognition in its eyes, a flicker of understanding that transcended species boundaries. After what felt like hours of conversation filled with shared laughter and mutual respect, the warlord finally spoke again. You have shown courage today. Alex smiled warmly as he realized they had crossed an invisible line that once separated them, a line forged by fear and misunderstanding. A new chapter begins. In the days following this successful encounter with Zephyrs' warlord, the Council recognized humanity's potential as mediators within interstellar relations more than ever before. Alex became increasingly involved in planning future missions aimed at fostering cooperation among diverse species across galaxies. Each initiative built upon lessons learned from previous interactions at ICRC. As he looked around at his colleagues working tirelessly towards building bridges between worlds, he felt hopeful about what lay ahead. There was still much work to be done, but together they could create an era defined by collaboration rather than conflict. With each new day at ICRC filled with discoveries waiting just beyond reach, Alex understood that their journey had only just begun. The rising threat. A new challenge emerges. As the Interspecies Communication Research Center, ICRC, continued its groundbreaking work, a sense of optimism permeated the air. Alex Carter, now a pivotal figure in interstellar diplomacy, felt invigorated by the progress made in understanding and connecting with various alien species. However, beneath the surface of this newfound harmony, a storm was brewing. Rumors began to circulate about a rogue faction known as the Krith Alliance, a militant group that rejected any form of cooperation with other species. They viewed Alex's ability to bond with dangerous creatures as a threat to their ideology of supremacy and isolation. The Krith Alliance believed that only through strength could their species thrive, and they were determined to eliminate any perceived weakness. The Galactic Council convened an emergency meeting to address these rising tensions. Emissary Thos, the council leader, stood before the assembly, his voice grave. "We face an unprecedented challenge," he declared. "The Krith Alliance seeks to disrupt our efforts for peace and understanding. We must act swiftly." Preparing for conflict. The council deliberated on strategies to counter the Krith Alliance's growing influence. Alex listened intently as various leaders voiced their concerns and proposed solutions. Some advocated for military action, while others emphasized the need for diplomacy. "We cannot respond with violence," Alex interjected, his voice steady yet passionate. "We must show them that cooperation is stronger than conflict. If we can demonstrate the benefits of unity, perhaps we can sway some of their members." His words resonated with many in the room, but not all were convinced. Commander Vex of Zyphor remained skeptical. "You underestimate their resolve," he warned. "The Krith Alliance is ruthless and will not hesitate to use force." Despite the differing opinions, the council ultimately decided to send a delegation led by Alex to negotiate with the Krith Alliance. Their goal was to open a dialogue and find common ground, hoping that showcasing humanity's unique abilities might sway some factions within the alliance. The diplomatic mission. As preparations for the mission began, Alex felt a mix of excitement and trepidation. He understood the risks involved. Negotiating with a militant group was fraught with danger, yet he also believed deeply in the power of communication and empathy. Accompanied by Dr. Salin and several other representatives from different species, Alex set off towards Krith territory, a desolate region known for its harsh landscapes and fortified strongholds. The journey was long and arduous, but Alex remained focused on their mission. Upon arrival at a neutral meeting point, a barren plateau surrounded by jagged cliffs, Alex and his team were met by representatives of the Krith Alliance. The Krith delegates were imposing figures, adorned in battle gear that reflected their militant culture. "Why have you come?" growled General Thrak, the leader of the Krith delegation. His eyes burned with suspicion as he surveyed Alex and his companions. "We come in peace," Alex replied firmly, standing tall despite his apprehension. "We wish to discuss how cooperation can benefit all our species." Tensions rise. As negotiations began, it quickly became clear that General Thrak was not interested in dialogue. He dismissed Alex's proposals with contempt, insisting that strength was the only path forward. "Your kind is weak," Thrak sneered. "You think you can charm us into submission with your soft words. We thrive on power." Alex felt frustration boiling within him, but remained composed. "Strength does not solely come from power. It also comes from unity and understanding," he countered. The tension in the air thickened as both sides exchanged heated words. Dr. Salin attempted to interject with scientific data supporting cooperation's benefits, but her voice was drowned out by rising tempers. A turning point. Just as it seemed negotiations would collapse entirely, an unexpected event shifted the atmosphere dramatically. A loud roar echoed across the plateau, a sound that sent shivers down everyone's spines. From behind the cliffs emerged a massive Thrix, drawn by the commotion of the meeting. Its wings spread wide as it took flight, casting a shadow over both delegations below. Panic erupted among the Krith delegates as they scrambled for cover, their bravado evaporating in an instant. Alex seized this moment. He knew he had to act quickly. "Stay calm," he shouted over the chaos, raising his hands in a gesture of peace. "I can handle this." With determination coursing through him, Alex stepped forward toward the approaching Thrix. Drawing upon his previous experiences at ICRC, he focused on projecting calmness through his pheromones while speaking softly. "Easy now," he murmured as he approached cautiously. I'm here as a friend." To everyone's astonishment, including General Thrak, the Thrix landed gracefully before him, its fierce demeanor softening as it recognized Alex's presence. Bridging divides. The sight of Alex standing confidently before such a formidable creature changed everything in an instant. The Krith delegates watched in disbelief as he reached out his hand toward the Thrix. "See," Alex said triumphantly, glancing back at General Thrak and his team. "This is what cooperation looks like. Strength can be found in understanding." As if sensing their hesitation, the Thrix nuzzled against Alex's hand gently, an act that spoke volumes about trust transcending species boundaries. General Thrak's expression shifted from skepticism to awe. He had never witnessed such an extraordinary connection before. For a moment, even he seemed uncertain about his beliefs regarding strength and power. A new understanding. With tensions eased and minds opened by this unexpected display of unity between human and beast, Alex seized upon this opportunity to push for dialogue once more. "Imagine what we could achieve together," he urged passionately as he turned back to face General Thrak and his team, his voice steady yet filled with hope. "If we can learn from each other instead of fighting against one another, our combined strengths could reshape our futures." After what felt like an eternity of silence, the general finally spoke again. "Perhaps there is merit in your words after all." Conclusion: hope for tomorrow. With each new day dawning upon Neutron, the ICRC continued its vital work fostering relationships among diverse species, while advocating for peace through communication rather than conflict, a legacy built upon courage shown during moments when hope seemed lost.